Once the appropriate hanging configuration has been determined for the required application, installation may begin. In systems that do not require any additional lateral support, the single-point saddle configuration is ideal. This configuration may be used with any diameter of duct. You will need one upper attachment point, two clutchers, and one piece of steel cable for each hanger. To install the first clutcher to the upper attachment, run the steel cable through the free bore, through the attachment point, then down through the locking bore. Before moving on, check that the wedge is fully engaged. When trimming the steel cable, be sure that at least 3 inches of cable extends from the locking bore. Loop the steel cable around the duct, ensuring that the two sides remain parallel with each other and perpendicular to the ground. Repeat the attachment process with the same upper attachment point to complete the first hanger. Continue this process throughout the duct system, while checking that the load is evenly distributed between each hanger. Failure to do so can drastically overload a single clutcher, possibly causing it to fail. Use the standard horseshoe method when stability is not a major concern. You will need 2 upper attachment points, 2 clutchers, and 1 piece of steel cable for each hanger. When installing the first clutcher to the first upper attachment, run the steel cable through the free bore, through the attachment point, then down through the locking bore. Before moving on, check that the wedge is fully engaged. Trim the steel cable so that at least 3 inches of cable extends from the locking bore. Loop the steel cable around the duct, ensuring the two sides remain parallel with each other and perpendicular to the ground. Repeat the process with a second upper attachment to complete the first hanger. Continue this procedure throughout the duct system, while checking that the load is evenly distributed between each hanger. The spread horseshoe method is the same as the standard horseshoe method, except that the attachment points are equally spaced away from the duct, up to 60 degrees from vertical. The clutcher system should never be used in a configuration which exceeds 60 degrees from vertical. This spacing creates more stability and is recommended when installing a duct system that requires the maximum amount of lateral support. Keep in mind that by spacing the attachment points, you are reducing the maximum load limit of each hanger. Refer to the clutcher specification sheet for details on maximum loads on non-vertical supports. When hanging ductwork up to and including 18 inches in diameter that does not require lateral support, the standard loop method is a simple solution. Just as when using the single-point saddle method, you will need 1 upper attachment point, 2 clutchers, and 1 piece of steel cable for each hanger. Install the top clutcher to the upper attachment. Run the steel cable through the free bore, through the attachment point, then down through the locking bore. At every step, always make certain that the wedge is fully engaged. Trim the steel cable and be sure that at least 3 inches extends from the locking bore. Run the steel cable through the free bore of the bottom clutcher, then loop the steel cable around the duct. And complete the hanger by running the steel cable through the locking bore of the bottom clutcher. Once again, leave at least 3 inches after trimming. Repeat this process throughout the duct system, checking that the load is evenly distributed between each hanger. Never use the system for lifting or oscillating loads. The clutcher system should only be used with static loads. Each clutcher is manufactured with a 5-to-1 safety factor, designed to protect the system against a temporary increase in weight load. However, before making any adjustments after the clutcher system has been installed, be sure that the load is supported by other means. After the clutcher system is installed, paint or any other substances that could affect the mechanism should not be applied. After all other trades have completed their work, a final inspection of the duct system and hanging configuration should be conducted by the installing contractor to verify that the integrity of the system has not been compromised. Whether you're using the single-point saddle method, the standard loop method, the standard horseshoe method, or the spread horseshoe method, Ductmate's clutcher system offers the versatility, ease of use, and the reliability you need.